Right. Okay. Let's jump into this. We're doing a deep dive comparing two really popular Linux distributions. We've got Linux Mint on one side
Ah,
and the performance-focused Garuda Linux on the other. We're using a recent analysis looking towards 2025. And the mission for you listening is pretty straightforward. Understand the core trade-off here. Are you after rock-solid reliability, ease of use, or is it raw speed and like the absolute latest features you want?
Yeah, that really is the heart of it. Because when you look at Mint and Garuda, there's just no single best OS. It really, really boils down to what your hardware can actually run
Yeah.
and, what kind of experience you're prioritizing for yourself.
Okay, so let's start with Linux Mint. It's kind of the classic recommendation, right? The beginner's choice.
yeah.
What makes Mint click so well for people who are new to Linux?
Well, a lot of it comes down to the desktop environment. People talk about it's Ubuntu or Debian base, which is solid.
Hmm.
But the real magic for newcomers is Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, right?
Wow. Yeah, it just feels familiar. It's not overwhelming. Especially if you're making that jump from Windows, it just lowers the barrier to entry quite a bit.
And that promise of stability, the LTS, the long-term support,
Yeah.
5 years, that's a big deal, isn't it? Especially for someone who doesn't want to be
Yeah.
constantly messing with their system. You install it and you're kind of set.
Exactly. And that reliability, it's not an accident. Mint has that rock-solid foundation because they prioritize stability. They have slower, more deliberate testing cycles. Fewer big updates means, well, way higher confidence. Honestly, it makes it almost enterprise-ready in some ways, even if the default look is a bit conservative.
Yeah, conservative is a good word. It runs great even on like older machines, and you get access to tons of software, over 30,000 packages.
Mm.
But yeah, visually, the default theme, it can feel a little dated sometimes. Maybe a bit like your aunt's computer.
Right. Which, hey, for some people, that predictability is exactly what they want. But if that stability means maybe missing out on the absolute newest features or that cutting-edge look.
Then we need to flip the coin.
Exactly. Let's talk Garuda Linux.
Okay, Garuda, this is, like you said, the complete opposite vibe, really. Performance is the name of the game here, and it's a rolling release, so you always have the latest software.
And this is where the tech underneath really matters. Garuda is Arch-based, for starters, and it uses the Zen kernel, which is specifically tuned for responsiveness, makes things feel snappier.
Arch-based Zen kernel.
And crucially, they tackle that potential instability of being so up-to-date by using BTRFS.
BTRFS, the file system.
All right.
Yeah, the copy on write system. It means they can do automatic snapshots.
So if an update does break something, which, can happen with rolling releases, you've got these snapshots to easily roll back, like a safety net.
Precisely. It's like an instant undo button for your whole system, so you get the speed and a way to recover easily. Plus, they put a lot of effort into the look and feel, that DR46 UNI KDE Plasma Edition. It's very slick, sort of macOS inspired. Yeah, it looks great out of the box. And they include tools too, right? Like the Garuda Assistant to make managing Arch a bit easier.
Mm-hmm. They try to simplify some of the trickier parts of Arch maintenance.
But there's always a trade-off. And for
Yeah.
Garuda, the big one for you, the listener, is system resources, right? It's described as pretty heavy.
Yeah.
You need decent, newer hardware for this. That old laptop probably won't cut it.
Definitely not. It demands more RAM, a better CPU, a decent GPU helps too. And, that rolling release model, the constant updates, it might just be too much for a beginner to keep up with.
Right. So, sum it up for you. Linux Mint is your safe harbor. Reliable, stable, great for older hardware, easy to get started. Garuda Linux is the speedboat. High performance, cutting-edge looks, great for gaming.
Yeah.
But you need the hardware horsepower, and you need to be okay with being on that constantly updating wave.
Which brings us to that final thought, really. It's about maintenance effort, but in a different way. Mint gives you that 5-year LTS. You set it up, maybe do major updates every couple of years. It's a long-term, low-frequency effort. Garuda, being rolling release, it's more like frequent, smaller check-ins, keeping things updated maybe daily or weekly. So the question for you is, which kind of effort suits you better? The long-haul stability commitment of Mint or the constant small adjustments needed for Garuda? That's really the calculation you need to make for yourself.